welcome to this unscheduled edition of MS4. And today we're going to be talking about the new Rare Beauty Soft Pinch. This is the lip oil, is what they're calling it. But as we're going to discover, this is not really what this is. Marketing has led us astray. I knew I wanted to pick this up as soon as they said it, that it was out. I'm a big supporter of Rare Beauty, and I'm always interested. The only thing with the Rare Beauty lip products is occasionally they will have a fragrance that actually is pretty revolting to me. The lip balms, the Gratitude lip balms, I ended up giving away some of the ones that I'd gotten for free in my Ipsy things. I had a little sample of it and I had put it on and it was just immediately a no. The fragrancing was just not jiving with me. So then the lipsticks, the new ones that came out with the matching lip liners, had a little bit of that same smell, but not, it's completely within doable range for me. So I can do it, but I do smell that it's still there. The other lip formulas, this is the soft matte. This is what this looks like. And I don't have too much of a problem with that. In fact, it has a fragrance to it, but it's more of like the sweet sort of, normal kind of vanilla-y. And the soft matte has the doe foot, has the soft matte look to it. It's not technically like a liquid lipstick, it's more comfortable than that, and it doesn't have the wear time as something that's completely bulletproof of a liquid lipstick, but it's very nice and I like that. Now you will see swatch marks. So what happened? So the Sephora had an early access for one day on the app only, and I decided not to get it that way because I figured, well, the next day it would be available in stores to order and I could just have them do the one-day delivery, the same day delivery, which I have with Sephora. Now, I ordered it in plenty of time for same-day delivery, and I had added another product with it. And so I got the thing, yes, we've got your order, thank you. And then I got we're canceling the other product out of it. Sorry about that, but we're still sending your Rare Beauty. And then it's had the out for delivery thing. Well, come to find out, in my area, the people that do the delivery, this is DoorDash, is actually who they contact through for at least some of them. There may be others, but apparently DoorDash, saying that part of the order had been canceled, thought that all of the order had been canceled, and so therefore canceled my delivery. So I called. By the time they have, you have until 8 p.m. to receive it. So I waited till 8 p.m. Nothing there. Tried to call. Of course, the Sephora line is closed. And so this morning I called them and they're like, "Oh, this is what happened." So I'm like, okay, just refund my money and I'll go at lunch. So at lunch, I went to my nearby Sephora and I swatched all the colors. And this has been wiped off, rubbed on, and is still stained. And they had 4 of the shades of the total, I believe there's 10. And of those 4, I picked up 2. I picked up Joy and Wonder. Joy is more in that peachy category, and I have this on my lips right now. This is 5 hours old. It has been through snacks and blotting and then reapplying and blotting and reapplying. So it's about 5 hours old for right now. But what I will tell you is, so this is the packaging. Their boxes come in the same color that they have. This is Wonder. So this is the color Joy that I'm wearing right now. And now they do not have a fragrance. So they have maybe a little bit of like a potentially product chemical smell, just light, but they don't really have a smell. They don't have any. Okay, so there is Joy. So no smell. Now, when you apply them, at very first, they feel like a lip oil. They're very, very shiny, slippy, but they start changing where they start getting some body. So you're like, okay, there's some body to them. And then they go back to feeling like an oil. They have a tingly cooling, like you have a lip plumper, like it's a mint, but there's no mint taste or smell. But if you're gonna wanna not lick your lips when you put it on for a while, because your tongue will not be numb, but will feel very funny. And this tingling is just like a lip plumper, but I don't notice too much of a plumping effect. It's not painful, but it's definitely noticeable, and it's noticeable for probably about 30 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't go away very quickly. You can still feel something going on, like up until that 30 minutes, like 30, 45 minute mark, you can feel it. I do not notice the plumping. I don't know, it's got hyaluronic acid in it. It's got the jojoba oils and things like that for the emollient part of it. And I was looking at the ingredients list for it, and I'm not sure what exactly would be the tingling, that menthol feeling, because I don't find that. There's other, I still have research to do because I'm going to figure it out. Because it's not like your normal culprits when you look at, like, you know, spices, like it's a cayenne, or it's like in the in the case of the lip injections from Too Faced, they have a vasodilator in there. Like, so it totally is dilating the blood vessels directly in your lip. So that's a good time. But anyway, that's why the Too Faced, the lip injection and the extreme lip injection, they actually have direct vasodilators in them. So anyway, that's Joy, long story short. And then here is Wander, and I'm gonna take this off and put on Wander for you to see. But how it went, so I went to pick up these guys at Sephora. I swatched the two new Soft Pinch blushes, which were both very beautiful. I did not pick them up because I feel like I can wait until the Sephora sale for those. It's one of those things that I go through those so slowly, and maybe they'll be sold out by then, but if so, that's a chance I'm willing to take. Right now, the desire for the product, I'm just like, okay, I can just wait. Okay, so there along the bottom is Wander. And we're gonna do that on the lips. So I got the items, applied them to my lips, and then I went and had lunch. And there was a little bit of wear off at lunch. And then I had my napkin and I wiped my lips, and there was nothing left but the color, the stain to it. So then I came back home, started working again. I wanted to see exactly how it would work, like the reapplying went fine. And then the idea that I wasn't going to tap it or blot it or do anything, and I was just gonna see how long the shiny part lasted, how long that was. So we have some pictures of the wearing off of it. We've got the 2-hour mark, and then we have the 4-hour mark. And at the 4-hour mark, my lips were feeling dry. And I think these function a lot like hyaluronic acid in some of your skincare. If the underlying thing is not moisturized and there's not enough other moisture, that it's going to start taking it from somewhere. In this case, my lips started feeling dry. So then I did apply some of my Laneige, my shiny lip balm to see if it wore off some of the color when I was putting it on with my finger. Had a little bit of wear off of color, but not too bad. So now we're at hour 5, that's worn off, and this is the color that's left after all of that of Joy. So I think whenever you take it off, like if you wipe it off pretty firmly where you're taking a lot of it off, there's not enough of those oils, the jojoba oil and so forth, to keep it hydrated. Like, I don't feel like this leaves a lip barrier like the Urban Decay, the new shaky formula. That actually has a really pretty good lip barrier of moisture after you've taken off. Like, you can go shower and you still feel like there's this waterproof kind of level to it. But this, I don't really feel that way. There's a little bit of tack to it, so there's a little bit of emollient still on there, but my lips feel to the point like I would like to put on a lip gloss or a lip balm or something. But the color's still pretty good, stays there. So one thing I will say, these are beautiful colors. Like, all of the colors were ones that I would wear and love. There wasn't any out of those 10 that I was like, nope, not gonna do it. They were all really lovely and wearable. So I'm gonna take this off with this is my Vintage Cosmetics Company, the cleaning cloth. And we're just gonna, and I will double check that I'm getting all of it. You could use a biphase, but you can see this is coming off. A biphase you'd want to use for removing the oil. So now the thing about the transfer of color. So one of my favorite formulas of all time was the Urban Decay, and this is the Vice formula of the Glossy Lip Stain. You would put it on in just not too long, in under a minute. Whenever you would like drink on a cup, the transfer would be the emollients, but all of the color would stick to your lips. And it was an amazing formula. And I think it just had hit market saturation and it wasn't popular anymore and they stopped, or they were using some magical miracle thing that's, you know, going to cause us all to explode. And so they took it off, they stopped making it. Who knows, but I like to think that it's just they hit market saturation and the weather changed. So this one, that's one of the reasons I was really curious about this, how this was gonna work. So before I put on, now see, I feel a little bit of a barrier, but not like the Urban Decay shaky one. It's just very minimally there, not a lot. So really quick, let's talk about the swatching. So this is after first application. Okay, so there's a lot of color there. This is 30 minutes, which there's still color, but not as much as the original. And these are these are all gonna be from different applications. So it's not like I did this and then this on the same lip application. This was before lunch. This was later in my second application. And then the third time I had reapplied and then waited. And I had done the kiss test. And what you could see was the emollients and some shimmer, but not a lot of the color pigment. So eventually, after about an hour of, I didn't eat, didn't drink, didn't do anything, about an hour of waiting and then doing that, it's down to just the emollient part and a little bit of sheen and a little bit of color that's coming off. So it eventually kind of gets there, but it's still going to be giving off the emollient part of it, and then a little bit of color. So you do have transfer throughout the process, but it does, after about an hour, does become less and less. Okay, so we're gonna apply Wander, and you can see with it just took a lot of it off, but not all of it. So we still see some of the staining. Okay, so here we go. There's your doe. And this stains very quickly. I had on the earlier swatches for about 2 minutes maybe, and they stained like that. So if you have an unsteady hand, you probably want to use a lip liner and just be very careful with it. The lighter shades, you could probably get away with just doing it on, but if you're very unsteady, it is a stainer, so FYI. So there on second application, when I rubbed my lips together, it definitely felt more of like it was bodying down into more of a gloss than a lip oil. But you can build this up. Okay, so this is Wander. Now I can feel that start right now. The little tingly, the little sort of like the feeling of cool mint tingly. So, and like I said, I'm gonna feel that for the next half hour to 45 minutes. I'm gonna feel that. It's not totally unpleasant, but if you have super sensitive lips and you don't like any feeling at all, this product is not for you. I do not know why per se that they didn't just say this is a lip stain. I don't think there's quite enough plumper to really, you know, say that it's a plumping product. There's a little bit of it maybe. It's definitely hydrating. It does look juicy because of the hydration, because of the oils. But it's definitely, if I'm going to categorize it, it's definitely more of a stain with slight plumping. Rare Beauty does have the more lip gloss formula, and so maybe they felt that they couldn't call it a lip stain, and they wanted to go more for the lip oil that seems to be all the rage. But I feel like this is going to have enough people who are fans of it that you're probably going to have more issues with people being mad that it's not a lip oil than you would if you just put it as a glossy lip stain. Because we've had glossy lip stains. We've had like the House Labs, the, you know, different other ones recently. So it's not like you couldn't have a glossy lip stain. But I just feel like this is really, you know, not really describing it well if somebody's looking for a product that's a lip oil. This is not. So now I'm hitting the point in time where it's feeling back more like a lip oil. It's still a little glossy, but still it's a little more slippery than it just was. So this part is very comfortable. You definitely can reapply it. There's nothing wrong with that. I reapplied it multiple times. Very comfortable, still looked nice. Your shine is going to be there depending on what you're doing for a good long while. If you eat or drink, it's going to come off. The shine, like I said, in about an hour, like the color is pretty much down, but your shine transfers. So if you're doing anything, you're touching your lips, whatever, that emollient, that shiny is going to come off. So it's going to leave you with just a lip stain. And for me, the color stayed very nicely, but I needed to rehydrate. So the bottom line really, I like this product a lot. I like the colors. I feel like all the colors are very wearable. I would not recommend it to people who don't like that feeling of lip plumping or tingling. It is not excessive, so if you can kind of go through it, you could still enjoy the product. If you like a lip stain, this is pretty decent. I think I probably have, again, the older things you can't get, I love. But I also like the Balm, makes a really great stain that I love. Their BalmJour formula, like, I think that's a fantastic Glossy Lip Stain. And I'd say that that's probably, I'm more a fan of that one, but this does wear a little bit differently, so I'm going to be interested to continue using this. But as far as that goes, I don't know that I'm going to go back to get more colors. I don't know that I love the formulation and I'm, you know, thinking it's so fantastic that I need to have more than two. I feel like this is pretty, you know, I have a more mauve-y tone in the warm mauves and Wonder, and then Enjoy that sort of deeper peachy tone. So I feel like I'm good. So maybe, you know, with continued wearing, I'm going to discover more things about it. But as far as when I put it in the categories of lip stains or lip plumpers, I don't necessarily feel like it exceeds any of the other ones that I have in those categories. So it's a nice formula. It's interesting. It's something new for Rare Beauty. The colors are very wearable, but I think that the excitement that I was feeling, wondering what it was, is kind of like dampened now, because I'm like, okay, I get what it is, and it's not a lip oil. You know, it doesn't, you know, it occasionally feels a little more like a light lip oil, and then it doesn't, and then it does, and then it doesn't. So it's more like a lip gloss in the end, except for these other odd properties. But it's like, you know, a stain. So anyway, there you have it. I will round back around with these in the future and let you know if anything exciting happened in the meantime. But that's it for this one. The weekend's coming up. Hope everyone is going to have a lovely, safe, exciting, if you want it to be exciting, weekend. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.